Hi, Professor. We are a team of Red Hawk Rises. We are a group of following members. First of all, Krishna Sairam. The second one, Venkatesh, Hari Shankar Prasad, Rajiv, Mohammad Sadiquddin, that is me. And the last one is Jagdish. First of all, we have done the project on COVID-19 outbreak, which has occurred in the year 2019. We are going to explain these are the following topics such as introduction, tools and libraries, implementation of a program, and following as well. So first of all, coming to introduction. Yeah, introduction. The coronavirus has occurred in the year 2019, which started in the country Wuhan, first of all in China. It has also spread to many of the individuals in other countries. To develop to develop a prediction and also to find the pattern that has occurred, we have to understand the transmission of this disease. Many machine learning techniques has been used to determine the connection in this COVID-19 outbreak. The forest the random forest regressor, a kind of supervised learning method, has been used, and also this is one of such machine learning algorithm which is used to produce a final forecast. It is used to build several decision trees and also averages of these results. In general, using machine learning techniques like the random forest regressor can be quite useful in comprehending and also controlling the COVID-19 pandemic. We can spot patterns in the outbreak also, which makes the forecast, and also use this information to guide policies and also choices that will help us to stop the disease spread and ultimately save many of the lives. Then coming to abstract, this global health and the economy has been significantly impacted due to this COVID-19 outbreak. Many of the large data sets has been introduced, such as which consist of COVID-19 cases, death toll, hospitalization, and also other related data, which is gathered in order to assess and also to anticipate the spread and the effect of this virus across the world. Now, coming to literature review would be explained by my friend Venkatesh.
Okay. We talk about the literature review. Earlier studies that you use to random forecast techniques on the COVID-19 dataset. This literature review, the random forest techniques was used in a study of data to forecast the number of COVID-19 cases in Indonesia. They discovered that random forest is a bit of other machine learning algorithms within an accuracy of 96.06%. Using the demographic data, public health regulations, and economic indicators as the input features. Another study by Wisconsin missions, like model of estimated the number of COVID-19 cases in Indonesia. They discovered the accuracy of rate of random forecasts into 94.23%. The number of hospitals, beds, age, and population density were all noted in a study of a significant predictors like COVID-19 cases. Next slide, please. And here we use this so many import libraries like import pandas and from sklearn and import random forest regression and matplot. Here, import pandas is a well-liked open source data analysis library for a Python is called pandas. On the from sklearn preprocessing import label encoder is a skill library preparing for modules which offer in a number of tools like preprocessing data from machine learning, which contains pandas label encoder, and also label encoder is a typical sort of transformation in a machine learning to turn in text labels with other categories data into numerical values that can be entered into equations. And now another library is matplot. The matplot library is on modules, provides an extensive selections of compass for enhancing the other importers, and the pictures with the use of a color gradients. This color compass can be utilized representative of a variety of values that can be interfaced in a high level Python visualization creations. That's
Hi everyone, my name is Rajiv. I'll be continuing from here. Coming on to data pre-processing, this means that all the thing that we do with the raw data, so as to make it suitable for any algorithm to prevail in this and generate a model. So talking about data pre-processing, this is one of the crucial step in any data analysis project, including the analysis of COVID-19 data, the machine learning algorithm, which we gonna use later, random forest regression. And the goal of the pre-processing is to clean, transform the raw content data into a format that is used for analysis. Talking about the different steps in data pre-processing, first of all, data cleaning is done, which involves removing of any outliers or noises which is inaccurate and out of the pattern of most of the data, such as missing values, duplicate records, and outliers. After that, we do data integration, where we will combine a single data set. After that, we will transform the data, which involves converting into different format and which is suitable for uh, analysis, which involves scaling as well. After that, there is feature selection, which involves that selecting of most relevant features for the analysis and removing of any unnecessary if present. After that, we data which involves dividing the data into two different sets, train set and test set, where training data set is like 70% data is taken as a training data set and 20% is taken as a test data set, which for testing the generated model whether it is behaving in a way it is analyzed or not. So it is possible to improve the accuracy of any of the machine learning model by using the data analysis. Next slide. So talking about this random forest regression machine learning algorithm, this is one of the most popular algorithm that can be used for analysis of this COVID-19 data set. This also works by creating a large number of decision trees, which results to make predictions. So here are a few details of how this algorithm works. Initially, we do data pre-processing. After that, we do feature selection. Then we do model training. This is one of the best feature selected. The model can be used for training using this random forest regression algorithm. The algorithm also creates a larger number of decision tree, each of with the trained data set to create different subsets of featured. You can see in the we have also taken the random state like free2, which creates different trees to evaluate and generate like a neural network. After this, there is prediction. Once the model is trained, we will do prediction, and after that, final step is to evaluate, which involves testing the data set with the data set we categorized at the time of data processing. This is one of the most powerful algorithm which is used, and it's important to take the accuracy of the model and the quality of data set. We will show the accuracy of our generated model later on. After this, my friend will continue.
Hello, Professor. This is Krishna Saram Chukula. So I'll be discussing about the linear regression. When we want to define a relationship between a dependent variable and one or more independent variables, we'll be using the linear regression part. So in this case, we'll be using the following procedure to actually perform linear regression on a COVID-19 data set. So the first part will be cleansing the data set. Remove the duplicated data which is present in the data set, and then we'll be dealing with the missing values by filling them up with something else, and then we'll be standardizing the column names, and then we'll be changing the data types according to the result which we want to have, and then we'll be doing the feature choice. Then we'll be finding the independent variables which will be compared with a dependent variable as well. and such as, for example, in this case, we'll be using the quantity of quantity of the COVID-19 cases or fatalities which have happened. So we'll be using the techniques like correlation analysis or feature importance calculations from random forest can be used to achieve this feature choice. And then we'll be doing the model training. So using the dependent variable and the features which you have chosen, we'll be training a linear regression model. The most crucial elements can be used with the help of the random forest regression. And then we'll be doing the model evaluation. So we'll be using the techniques like mean squared error and mean absolute error and a coefficient of determination to perform this. And using this, we'll be assessing the effectiveness of the linear regression model to make sure that the model is not overfitting to the data. Cross validation can also be performed, which will be reducing the overfitted data. So next, after that, we'll be doing the interpretation part. We'll be analyzing the outcomes of the linear regression model to learn more about the how the independent and dependent variables are related. The model might, for example, demonstrate a correlation between a rise in the COVID-19 cases and the rise in the population density as well. So, in spite of the fact that random forest can help with the feature selection, it is important to note that the linear regression model does not directly employ it. A different statistical method can be employed to model the relationship between variables called linear regression. And so this is the code which we have used to implement the linear regression. Our next part will be continued by my friend.
Hi, my name is Jagdish. Now I'll be discussing about the model development and prediction. In this, the data processing is followed by the model creation and prediction using a random forest model with the COVID-19 dataset. So in this illustration, we discuss about how to build a random forest model and generate predictions using the pre-processed COVID-19 dataset. And next slide will be continued my way.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. So before concluding, I want to run my code first. Pandas, sklearn, and matplot also in this modeling and doing this project. So first of all, we have taken the data as a data frame here using the pandas library. So we have created a data frame using the df. So from we imported the data sets which we required for the analysis. So the df.head will be showing the first 5 rows of the data sets. So we are starting the visualization here. So this is like we also created a pie chart using the plotty. So after that, we have used the cleaning data. So here the columns are clean. So which are required for the analysis we have taken from there. So this df.info will be showing the what are the columns which are present in the data set and how many values are there and how many null values are there and what is the data type of the column. So describe will be showing you all the statistics and the metrics for the given we have taken the data set here. That's a train. After that, df.as null will be helpful to find what are the null values present in the particular column set. So we can see that here in ID there is no null value present, but in the province state you can find 13,552. So we need to remove that. So before the df is equals to pd. We have taken the test file. We have imported the test file data set here from using some data frame. So we have seen that there is an like null values in the data provenance state. So we have cleaned the null values from here, like data frame in the province state, fill in here. Like it will be helpful to remove all the null values in the present column. So if you see
again df dot is null, you can clearly see that the provident state is having some zero null values. So here before that we can see that it's like 13,552, but it now become to 0. So the cleaning process is done. So now changing the data frame. So we are changing the data types so that we are converting into numeric, which will be helpful to process in the model. So if there is a like continuous, for example, if we are taking the countries in the data set, if there is a like redundancy, like multiple terms of the cities or the countries or region, particularly in the data set, the model to not fit in the regression model. So here we are creating the unique so that only the country or the region will be repeated only once. So these are the information. So these many regions are included for our analysis. So there are totally 180 number. We can find 180 regions in the particular database. So after that, we have go for pre-processing the data. So you can see that there is a 23,562 rows and the 6 columns for this analysis. We have created a scatter graph for this. The different colors showing the different countries which have seen the COVID case confirmed. That's a independent variable, and we have taken observation dates. So based on the dates, like the rising of the cases and the confirmation of COVID cases in particular regions are shown in this graph. So this is a histograph for the data which we have taken. So we are applying the machine learning algorithm here. So we have created the label encoder. So the main purpose of the labels in the data sets is like for the using for the clustering and the classification purposes. So here the label encoder help us to convert the text into the numeric values so that it will be helpful to perform the analysis based on that. For example, if you take this can be implemented when there is having the values like when you take for the gender like male, female, some repeated categorical values are there. So we can convert the text values into the numeric values. So as my friend said, it's a random forest tree, random forest, sorry. This is a type of deep learning one. So here we also created the variables for here and perform the random forest regression and train the model and also load the test data. So you can see this is a process. This is a code for converting the categorical value into numerical data. So we have also created the scatter plot here for the country. These are different histograph plots for what do you say for the this is for the test data. So linear regression was said by my friend. So let me conclude with the conclusion. So we emphasize the importance of choosing the independent variables that have the greatest impact. That has the greatest impact on the dependent variable. COVID-19 cases or deaths, this can be achieved using the random forest feature, important calculation or correlation analysis. So this correlation analysis helps us to find that what are the reasons or what are the factors. Like it will not compare with only one factor. The same situation can be compared with different factors. So based on the correlation values with the different where it is going to impact and what are the main causes of these. Furthermore, we emphasize that while random forests are useful for the future selection, linear regression models do not use them directly. Instead, use linear regression models to model the relationship between the dependent variable and one more independent variable. So this is a normal basic thing. Like if you want to fit the more data and more analysis, you can use for multiple regression models by choosing some more dependent variables across independent variables. In summary, random forest regression, a powerful data analysis tool that provides a more accurate predictions and reveal important relations between the variables. It can be applied to a wide variety of real world problems, making it worthy addition to any data scientist. Thank you.